somewhere in the dark. Up there, the Susquehanna River goes north in Pennsylvania. But yeah, we're crossing a bridge. We're about an hour and a half away from our hotel and about 20 minutes from the Delaware State Line. Peace out soon, Maryland. What a cool state. Quote the Raven, nevermore. Go! Six Flags, here we go.
It's so weird not going to one in Maryland.
That's another Six Flags fight. Fuck GPS.
Yeah, you're right. Fucking GPS.
I mean, that's why God made signs. What do people do before GPS? They read the signs. Do 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 do.
Speed limit 12 miles an hour. What an odd speed limit.
Hola, mis amigos. We are here at the Wild Safari. It's raining. Let's take a look. Roar! Do you think a leprechaun or hobbit lives in that tree? Leprechaun. That's a big snake. A Burmese python. Marine toad. I don't see no toad. Here we go. Coastal carpet python. What's this little guy? A Nigerian Euromastix. A herbivore. The little stinker got his tail out. Another python. No, it's not. That's a red-tailed boa constrictor. I lied. It's not a python. That was cool. That's the exit. We shouldn't go up that way. What are these? Bugs Bunny. This is an old dude. This is like one of the original Bugs Bunny shorts. All right, let's go to the safari. Yeah, there's El Toro back there. Front row of the safari. Oh man, we can see inside the cabin.
Of course, go for it.
Are you ready for the safari?
Yeah.
Yeah, front row, baby. Yeah. Let's go.
Number one, please keep all your arms, your legs, your tails, and your antlers inside the truck at all times today. You're more than welcome to take pictures and videos. Please keep a nice tight grip on those cameras, as well as your hats, your sunglasses, and any other loose items you might have with you. If anything falls off the truck today, I won't be able to stop and get it back for you. I can't promise you by the time I get your hat back if someone stepped on it, chewed it up, or whatever else we're going to do with that day. On our left here, we're going to see some of our rhea bird as well as some of our American bison. The rhea bird is a South American rat-tailed bird. That just means that they are flightless. They'll stand about 3 to 5 feet tall and run about 35 miles an hour at their top speed. We'll also see some of our American bison up here on the left. These guys are native to the American Midwest, and they are the national animal of the Americas. We also have some of our Roosevelt elk coming up on the left-hand side here. Oh, there's a couple on the right as well. Look at that. Now, the Roosevelt elk were named after Teddy Roosevelt, former president of the United States and a father of conservation. You're going to tell apart your males and females because your males have these big, beautiful antlers and your females don't. We're going to see that the male's antlers are covered in something that's kind of shed right now. There's some more of our bison here. These guys are known for having incredibly thick fur. In the winter, these guys have actually been known to let mounds of snow rest on their racks. And they get so warm from their winter coat, which you can see shedding right now, that the snow is going to melt right off of them. The only reason I'll call these guys freeloaders is because while we'll see them throughout the entire tour day, they are not a part of our safari at all. They are a migratory bird, so they're protected under the Migratory Bird Act. That means they can go wherever they want, whenever they want. We're not allowed
Yeah, you
to
can't kill them.
Coming up on our left here, we have some of our fallow deer. Now, the fallow deer aren't actually native to the Americas at all. They were brought over here as a game species from Europe, meaning that they were brought over specifically to be hunted. Because of that, we'll see several herds of these ladies today. This is our all-female herd that likes to hang out in the Americas, but we'll also see two other herds. One is later on in our wild plains, and one in our Serengeti grasslands. Looks like they look a lot like the fawn or babies of our New Jersey white-tailed deer, but unlike the white-tailed deer, the fallow deer never lose their spots. We'll also see some of our llamas on the other side of the
Yay,
llamas. Section here.
Going to Africa.
The fastest land animal in the entire world.
Cheetahs.
Yeah, when I say fastest, I'm actually not referring to our cheetah, although they are the fastest land animal in the world, running about 75 miles an hour. What I am referring to is the ostrich. The ostrich runs about 45 to 50 miles an hour at their top speed, making them the fastest land animal on two legs. And unfortunately, the cheetahs historically don't get along very well with our zebras, so there's not any out here.
Oh, no cheetahs.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Maybe seeing our African elephants in just a moment. Past this tree line here.
My favorite. The monkeys.
Not only are these guys the fastest land animals on two legs, running about 45 to 50 miles an hour, they're also the tallest land bird in the world, standing about 8 to 9 feet tall at their tallest. Here in our Africa section, we have the largest bodies of water in the entire safari, so they come hang out here. And I have raised the place so far, so they get along pretty well with everyone else. Which is a little bit of a shock when you consider that our zebra, which you can also see out here on our right, are shockingly aggressive. There's an exception to these guys, but they are related to donkeys, so they get a little bit of temperatures with their cousins, and they've been known to be really, really, really hard to domesticate. Because of that, all of our zebras out here at Six Flags are still technically wild. And if all else fails, like I said, these guys are shockingly aggressive, so they will fight back. But more often than not, that dazzle does the trick. Here's one of them just rolling around in the grass there. Also coming up on our right, we'll see some of our white rhinos. Now these guys very noticeably are not white. These guys were named after a mistranslation. Because that's we're calling these guys the Y rhinos, referring to their mouth, which kind of looks like a vacuum tube. But we misheard them, and so now they're forever going to be known as the white rhino instead. They have those two horns on the front of their face, and it's something called keratin. That's the same thing that our hair and fingernails are made of. And so their horn is not a true horn. So while most horns, if that horn falls off, it's not for good. These guys are the exception to that. If their horn were to fall off, as long as the root's still intact, they'll grow back. It's kind of like our hair. You know, cut our hair, it still grows. Well, on the left-hand side here, we'll have some of our African bongos. Now these guys have earned the nickname the ghost of the forest, and that's because these guys are so good at camouflage out in the wild that we can't even find them. We don't know how many of these guys there are out in the wild, and everything that we do know about them we have found out under human care. These guys are only about 2 months old right now, and we can't quite tell if they're male or female yet because they have both black and gray feathers. As they get older, they'll either mature into all black or all gray feathers, and that's how we're going to tell. Also on our left here we have our Elyptis waterbuck, our Bisa oryx, and our light bearded gnu, or the blue wildebeest. So the Bisa oryx are hanging out by the feeder there. They have those big horns. These guys are responsible for the myth of the unicorn because their horns are so symmetrical that if you look at them just the right way, it looks like they only have one. There are a bunch of animals who move across Africa in search of food sources, water sources, and shelters, and you can see it from space. On our left there, way in the back, we'll see some of our scimitar horned oryx. They're cousins of the Bisa oryx that we met earlier, and so they are also responsible for the myth of the unicorn. It looks like they're doing their giraffe feeding right now. There's 2 daily giraffe feedings, one in the morning and one in the afternoon.
Hello.
Hi, Jackson. You're so distracted the way you should be. We got him there. There he is. On our right, hanging out by this feeder here, are some of our sable antelope. Now, these guys are actually my favorite antelope species that we have here at Six Flags. The reason for that being they are the fighters of the antelopes. So whereas most antelopes run away from their predators, these guys have been known to pick up something as large as a fully grown lion and toss it over their backs using their horns. That being said, both the males and females have those horns. You're going to tell them apart because their males are dark.
What a water ride.
But they're fully grown. It's okay, we can't be switching seats. Thank you.
No switching seats, Chris.
So we'll see some more of our female udads a little bit later on in Thursday. They'll give me some more to talk about. But now we're going to enter Caves Land. This is home to our lions.
Yeah.
Here at Six Flags, we have 3 prides of lions. We have our all-male pride, known as a coalition. Our all-female pride, and a mixed pride of both males and females. Now, it looks like this is our mixed pride. You can tell that because while none of them have the manes, the males in this pride will be bigger than the females. The reason that these males don't have their manes yet is because they're still teenagers. It takes a male lion about 3 years to grow in his mane from the time that he's born, and he'll get darker as he gets older. So we kind of have the reverse of what we have. We get older, we lose our hair, we might go gray. These guys get older, they get a full head of hair, and it gets darker, so they get lucky. Now that's about as active as we'll see our lions all day.
There's a big male lion. Yeah, there's more over there. Yeah, they actually had their manes.
Alright, now as we come up here, we're going to take a look at our gate guard as we enter Black Bear Ridge.
Yay, bears! My favorite animal.
That's fair, I love the bears here. We're going to start off very strong on the right, then with 3 of them hanging out, 3 of them up here.
Yep, down there.
Now the way you're going to tell apart a black bear and a brown bear, surprisingly enough, is not by their colors. The black bear will typically be a little bit smaller than the brown bear, about 100 to 200 pounds smaller on average, and they'll have curved claws which help them to climb, as opposed to the flat claws of a brown bear which will help them to dig. Now coming up on the right, we can have 2 of our baby bear cubs. They're hanging out. They're still really teeny tiny. These are the guys that if I could take them home without getting fired, I would, but I do think I get fired. Unfortunately. Are opportunistic omnivores, so they'll eat too much meat than they can find out in the wild. Although these guys prefer to eat berries, fruit, veggies, and seeds over fish and game. These are not the guys that find fishing in the river, unless they absolutely have to be. They are very, very much lazy about that. More often than not, you'll either find them scavenging in the woods, fishing through trash cans, things like that. So because of that, this is one of the more tame bear species out in the wild. I still definitely wouldn't go try and make a black bear my best friend, but they can be pretty polite. The only reason I say this is because my great-grandpa used to go on walks with black bears. He takes his dog out on a walk every single day, and every single day, without fail, the same black bear would follow him through the woods. They can be pretty polite. So we have our right, we're taking a load of our gate guard, and now we're going to enter our lower 40. This is the second half of our Serengeti grasslands. The red Ankole cattle is a symbol of wealth in Africa. The more these guys you own, the wealthier you likely are. These guys are known for their... Also, not necessarily red Ankole cattle fact, but general cow fact. Cows really enjoy music. If you ever go to a farm and you want to listen to a cow, you bring a little speaker, play some music. I've heard they're very particularly fond of jazz, from what I've seen. So, you know, pretty cool. We'll also see some more of our giraffes as well as our common eland. The common eland is the 3rd largest antelope species in the world, weighing in at about 400 to 600 pounds at their largest. You're going to tell apart your males and females because your females' horns will be longer than your males. That is, of course, with the exception of Hawaii. While these guys are pretty good swimmers, they aren't quite good enough to get over to Hawaii. And even if they were, they aren't particularly the best dancers in the world, so they're not going to be very good at the hula. Now, these guys tend to prefer to eat fish and game over anything else. Now here at Six Flags, we don't really feed them that fish and game they typically get out in the wild. We feed them the same grain and seed we feed our black bears. It's just as healthy for them, they enjoy it just as much, and they still do get an occasional little fish as a treat, especially if they're behaving, which they usually are. They're adorable. Now on our right here, we're going to see a bunch of our bears eating their breakfast.
Yeah, these bears are smelly.
We should also be seeing my good friend Stanley coming up here on the left. Yep, he's doing his little dance right now, it looks like. If you look just behind this bush here, you'll see him doing a little dance for us. He's a little hidden right now. There he is. He's just excited to get fed. Now Stanley is who we like to call our friendly human bear because he was hand-raised by our vet staff. His mom was the first time mom, and she was struggling a little bit, so our vet staff stepped in to help raise him. He'll socialize with the other bears. So he does hang out in his own enclosure, but he's very, very happy. As you can see, he's doing his little dance. He'll wave to us as we come by. He's got his toys. He's got the vet staff playing with him. They'll actually come by and they'll blow bubbles at him. That's something they do with all the bears when they're playing with them. Bears, for some reason, love bubbles. Did not know that until I started working here, but it was adorable. You see them on their hind legs trying to catch the bubbles. Now this is the red kangaroo, named for the red tone fur of the males. So your males or your jacks will have this bright red fur, and they'll be a little bit bigger than your females or your jills. They'll have more of the dull sandy gray fur coloring to them. And of course your babies are your jellies, you know, little J family, Jack, Jills, Joes. I said metric ton of black buck. There's a lot of these guys. You're going to tell apart your males and females because as your males get older, their fur is going to darken and they'll have these really pretty spiral horns. Your females will have a bright pink bottom, whereas your males will not. It's kind of like the females with lipstick on the wrong end. We may see these guys picking some things out of the grass over here as we come through. This is how they're going to hunt. Similar to the bears, these guys are also opportunistic omnivores, so they'll eat pretty much anything they can find. Although these guys prefer to eat smaller fruits and insects over anything else. Although again, opportunistic omnivores, sometimes you just see them pick up a fistful of grass and eat that instead. You may also see these guys picking some things off of each other. This is a behavior called grooming. It's how these guys will show affection and respect to one another. So it's the dog to give my dad a nice big hug. Very, very simple concept. Coming up here on our left, we have two pieces of Six Flags history. Everything that we've seen in this section has been recycled from either the main park or the lower park and repurposed for our baboons. These two pieces up here are no exception. That stone brick building there on the left is actually a piece of Frank Fence. And on the right there is a piece of the Great American Screen Machine. The Screen Machine was built here in the 80s and 90s, and when it came down, which is a piece of it all, we flipped it upside down, and now it's what we lovingly call our Great American Baboon Machine. The baboons like to hang out there when it's a little bit colder out, so if we come back around October, early November, we'll see them hang out there a lot. Then we do have another piece of Six Flags history on the left here. It's the TV from the park first opened. It was the centerpiece of the main park. And when it came down, we took the top piece of it off, and we made it into the centerpiece of the Baboon Jungle Gym. Now the baboons are very, very picky about when they come out to this area, so occasionally we'll see them. I've only actually seen them out in this area once or twice. They're very picky, the weather has to be perfect for it. More often than not, they're over by Screen Machine or where we saw them before. But coming up on our right hand side now, as we turn this corner, we're going to see some of our yakety yaks who do not talk back. The yak is an excellent farm animal. There's about 14 million of them under human care, and only about 10,000 of them left out in the wild. Typically, we'd be worried about that 10,000 out in the wild, but because there's so many of these guys under human care, we classify them as domesticated, similar to our cat dogs at home. They'll be used on farms for their milk, fur, and meat, but they'll also occasionally be used as a pack animal similar to the llama. Now we're going to say hello and goodbye to our file B guard as we are leaving the safari on our left-hand side.
Bye. Adios.
We also have behind our reptile house our tortoises, Fred and Wilma, like the Flintstones, of course. They were brought over here last year from the main park. They were actually in a wild walkway, which was right around there.
She comes up. That was awesome.
What did we just do?
We did the safari off-road adventure. It was gas, 10 out of 10. That was great.
Yeah, it was better than I thought it was going to be.
Way better than I was anticipating.
Those brown bears did stink though.
We did. Had an interesting aroma.
Yeah, she wasn't lying about that.
That was cool. Learned a lot.
That's always good.
Yeah.
And we got to see all them teenager lions out there.
We got to learn about there's the one animal that would attack cars. Was it the baboons?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ripping antennas off and stuff.
Yeah, I told you they were crazy. The tour guide was good. Props to Emma, our tour guide. She was good. What was our driver's name? Tom?
Tom.
Yeah, he didn't crash, so he did good too. Didn't hit any animals.
No, he did good.
No roadkill.
Even the geese he missed.
Yeah, there were a lot of geese.
He had to dodge them geese too.
All right, let's go check out Fred and Wilma and everyone else before we head into the real park. I guess, did she say they're over here? What is this thing? Can you pronounce that? Patagonian Cavi? Ain't got no gas in it. Here's some. What is that? What's this? Is that what's? Yeah, it's a potbelly pig. I used to have a pet potbelly pig. Perfect sleeping weather. What else do we got? Goats?
There's just big chilling inside.
more goats in there. Oh, we got the tortoises. See Fred and Wilma over here.
Is that Fred and Wilma?
Flintstones, meet the Flintstones. I'll stop now. I don't want to get demonetized. Those things are big. Are those like the Galapagos tortoises? Like the ones Charles Darwin saw? That's a tank. Aldabra tortoise? Aldabra? Okay, they're not Galapagos. They live up to 200 years. They're the second largest. Yeah, I've seen Galapagos tortoises back at Disney World in the day. They're even bigger. So I think we've seen all the animals now here in the Safari Village. I hear the roller coasters running.
Saying this safari was like a perfect intro to like the actual.
Yeah, we can actually see some of the rides from back there. Okay, now.
If we go in the park, though, I'm not bringing the harness because I feel like something wrong.
I mean, like, yeah, especially if you can't actually take it on the rides. Okay. See you at the other park.